My name is Michael Linares, and I'm here as an artist in residence in Atelier Mondial in Basel, Switzerland. I was invited by Davidoff Art Initiative, and I've been here since 1 month and a week now. It's a residency of 3 months. My goals here are to be by myself. I think I needed like some solitude in order to think on my work. I think that's the best part of doing a residency, like the alone time, the time that you have for yourself in order to think and maybe clear your thoughts. I don't have like any specific idea on what I was going to do or what I'm going to do still, and I think that's good. I'm basically going with the flow of time here, and trying to. At the beginning, I want to try to adapt, to the space and to the city, and yeah, that's basically what I'm looking for, like being alone. I think that's the best part of being here actually for me, having the university or the art school specifically, because I've been meeting lots of people. I have like facilities there that I can use, like the library, I've been working with the students and the faculty at the university. And that's been, I think, the most amazing part of the whole residency. And basically, that's what I've been doing. I've been going to school to give like workshops and symposiums and showing my work to others. I've known Chus Martinez, who is the director of the art school. I met her like 3 years ago, so I had that contact already. And it was great because when she knew that I was coming here to do the residency at Atelier Mondial, she immediately contacted me in order to work together with the school. And basically that's how I got to know people through the school. And the third day I was here, I was already giving a workshop to bachelor students, and that was a window to like a social life, if we can say. And it's been still my window to the social life here, through students and the university and the faculty of the university. So yeah, that's how, and I already make more contacts, obviously. Now I just finished a symposium with the master students on curiosity. That was the subject of the symposium, which was pretty interesting because it is a vast subject or topic. And we think it's like pretty easy, but there's a lot to think on curiosity, and obviously it's something that it concerns every person that work with creativity or with artistic processes. Yeah, I think I think this is something that I cannot explain. Maybe I was born this way, maybe everyone is born this way. The thing is that I've been exposing myself since I was a kid to lots of activities and science and music, and actually I studied music for maybe 8 years when I was a kid, and that was again like a window to a universe of different experiences, like aesthetic experiences. And I think when you put your brain into activities like that, like music and visual arts and art in general, you cannot get enough, and that's something that awakes in a way on you. it's like a hunger for more and more and more, because yeah, there's and for example, in art, once I decided to take art seriously, if I can say that, maybe I'm not too serious, but when I decided to take it seriously, I found out that having no answer was the key in order to keep doing it. So basically, that's what drives me to keep investigating and making whatever I want to do in art, because I know that there will never be an answer to what is art, for example, and that's what keeps people curious on the subject and making it and looking for it. So I think I am curious because I'm always more and more exposed to new experiences, and there's always something that, you know, wakes up again when you have the chance to know whatever you don't know before. And yeah, that's basically why I'm so curious. The stick film is part of a research that I start around 2013. As an artist, I've been always concerned on the origins and the possibilities and what make us keep making it and doing it and question about it. And trying to do that as an exercise for myself, I start looking for what could be the fundament or the basic unit of art making and art consuming, if we can say. And I came up with a metaphor as a linguistic figure, and so I decided to investigate on metaphor, and I wanted to find material evidence on metaphor making, on the history of metaphor making, and so I came up with the stick. Knowing that, of course, we've been using stones since a long time and whatever, but the thing is that the stone, we have the stone still, and that's an evidence of the past and how like metaphors were made. But I thought at the moment that there should be something else before, and I came up. I encountered these documents on ape behavior, and I saw this documentary on Jane Goodall. Jane Goodall, she's a specialist on ape behavior, and she had this documentary where she taped or she filmed some chimpanzees using twigs in order to eat termites. So what that means for me and for most of the scientists is that we were using other tools before, stone tools, but those tools are not with us anymore. So we don't have a material evidence right now in order to prove that. So I decided to use this stick as a subject of my investigation and as a representative of maybe the first metaphor ever. And so I start to collect tons of images from the internet and videos from the internet too. And at the same time, I was looking for information, and I feel the need of like having more and more and more. So I decided to enroll in an archaeology master in Puerto Rico in order to have like the vocabulary and have like more information that maybe I couldn't find by myself. So when I did that, I came with the superficial prospection, with this part of the archaeological method of digging a site, and it is the first phase, if we can say, of the excavation, and it is the part where when you go to the archaeological site, or what you believe is an archaeological site, and you look on the surface. I picked this method of digging or investigation because I already knew that this subject or the evidence or the material that back up this investigation for me on the internet. It was obvious. If you type stick on an internet search, you will find tons of images and videos on the object or the artifact. And so I wanted to use the internet site as an archaeological site, and to underline on the evidence and on the obviousness of the stick in our everyday life. I start making a collection of objects, of sticks that I bought and that I collect within 3 years maybe. I start to make a collection of images, and I start to make a collection of videos. There were videos of people who were using sticks, other animals who were using sticks too. And so I decided to make a mashup of these videos in order to show again how present this object is in human everyday life. So that's basically what the video is. And the length of the video, it's like a hidden message of the video. The length of the video is 53 minutes with 30-something seconds, because that's the world record of a person balancing a stick on its finger. And it is a hidden message. It is something that I don't tell in any way on the video. But I always like to do that, and I found this because I found a video of the person breaking the record, and I found it quite interesting because this person took super serious this object. When you start looking at the video, and maybe 20 minutes passed. You start seeing how committed this person is, and you start seeing the stick as something different because it is like in a static way there, and yeah, you start thinking a lot about the history of this object, and you start thinking a lot about how present this object is in everyday life. The video actually is part of a bigger installation that is called the Museum of the Stick. The video is called An Aleatory History of the Stick, and it's part of the Museum of the Stick. The Museum of the Stick is a collection of sticks that I exhibit in a museological kind of display. And yeah, it's basically a collection that I made of sticks within 3 years. It is something that I still do. I'm still doing, and I showed it the first time in Puerto Rico, in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and I had what I call a core collection, and to that collection I add sticks from the local community, and I do that in order to be more sensitive to the place where I show the exhibition or the collection. It is important for me because this subject is already a subject that addressed to everyone, because the stick is again an object that is quotidian and that is present in most of everyday life, and so I wanted to include people. I wanted to include the spectator into into making the collection, the people from the surroundings of the exhibition. So in that way, it is like a sensitive exhibition to the public, to the spectator. The Manu port is the video is called The Way of Macapansgat, and the central subject of the video is a pebble that is called Macapansgat pebble, and this is what scientists believe it is the oldest object that ever exists, or that we have, that we know, because we still have it. That's something. In order to say that something existed, it still have to exist, because that's the material evidence of the present. Or the material evidence that we have on the present from the past. And this object, it is important for me, and I was super curious about it, because it is not a tool. It is what they call, what scientific and archaeologists call a Manu port. A Manu port is an object that it is portable and that it fits on a hand, and that have no human or other agencies modification. So it is something that it is like, we can say, like an object to be like a ready-made. And what I found more interesting about this object is that this Manu port in specific, which is the oldest Manu port that exists, it shapes is a resemblance of a face. So that basically make this object a symbolical object, not an object that was used for any other reason, but symbolical reasons maybe. So for me, that is kind of an indicator of the capacity or the ability of making a metaphor again, or making art. Yeah, basically that's what is. So basically, I'm inspired in everyday life. What drives me to or push me to make art is my curiosity. Basically, is because I like life, and I enjoy life, and I think I have I get amazed by a lot of things that I don't know, and it is hope. It is hope. I think just knowing that you don't know everything. That for me is it's for me is what pushed me further, and what give me like the drive in order to keep looking and to keep trying to answer questions, even though I know that there's no answer for most of these questions. And I enrolled in this master on archaeology in Puerto Rico because when I started to investigate on the stick and all this research that I was doing, I found a definition of archaeology that I liked a lot, and it was basically that archaeology study human history through its material evidence or leftovers, and that's basically objects. And in a way, art does that too. I think that art create these objects that maybe in the future archaeologists will look for in order to try to understand the human nature and how we behave and live. So yeah, I don't know. I think if I was doing something else that it was not visual art, I think I would be curious too. I think I would be doing it the same way or for the same reasons. That's maybe a problem in society. There's a lot of people that are doing things that they don't want to do in order to I don't know, have a job or make money and survive. And I think it's important to find something that you really want to do in order to, keep doing it and enjoy life. And I think I found my place. Maybe I could be doing something else and enjoy it the same way, or maybe more. I don't know, but I enjoy this. And also when I start making art, I understood that art was one of the last or few activities that a human can do in order to be free to do within the capitalist system in order to be free. I think I have tons of options on whatever I want to do or how do I want to express, and that for me is it is a lot, and it's something that I enjoy, to be free, and I think my work in a way is it's an evidence of that. It's the surplus of that freedom that I feel, and maybe you can see my work from the past, and maybe in the future you see my work, and you cannot like relate it formally, and I think it's because of that, because I feel that I can do whatever I want to do. And I feel that I can work with whatever ideas I want to work with, and if I do that, if people like feel that, I think I've been doing a good job. Sometimes people are looking for like a thread or some rational connections between one work and another, and I don't feel the necessity to do that. And again, if you see my work and you don't find like connections between, I don't care. Sometimes I feel glad that doesn't happen. Next year on August, I'm gonna be presenting or showing another version of the Museum of the Stick in Los Angeles County Museum, LACMA. I think that's on August. And so basically I'm working on that pretty much only on that right now, because it is a big project that we are developing for the museum, and after I have a lot of like other compromises to come, and I will start directing Beta Local, which is a residency program in Puerto Rico, and other things that are not a residency, but it's basically a residency program or like an anti-scholarization program for art producers from all over the world, but it's concentrated in Puerto Rico.